Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be unboxing this Tamiya TT-01 Type E with the BMW M3 GT2 2009 body. This kit comes with the 1060 Hobbywing ESC as well as a Tamiya torque tune motor. And what is a little bit special about this kit, it comes with the LED light kit as well. And this is a great value at $144. This LED kit I've seen by itself go for $50. So I think this is going to be fun to build. And if you do any night driving or night racing, you might want to consider this kit. Alright, let's see. We got some chrome bits right here. So these are the light buckets front and rear, and if you can see, there are pass-through holes for the LED lights. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen that in a long time. And here is that Hobbywing 1060 ESC. Here's the rear spoiler, and it's pre-painted white, and there are the side mirrors. And this looks like is the light kit by itself. Like I said, I've seen this on Amazon and other places sell for $50, so this is a great value. And here's that BMW M3 body. It's a beautiful body, and if you were going to race with this, I think it would look great painted as the box art is. Alright, I'm going to set these parts bag aside for now. And on this tree, a little bit hard to read, this is the A tree. I see the uprights, I see the diff covers, the wheel hexes right there. These are going to be some damper stays on each side. Alright, this is the A parts tree. And these are the outdrives and axles. And this looks like a center drive shaft. And I also see the dog bones right here. Very cool. And here's that TT-01 chassis. It's kind of a classic. There we go. And here are those BMW wheels. Looks great. Foam bumper. Here are these slick tires. They do not have foam in them, so these are going to be 4 tires. And this is the B tree. And I see body posts. I see this is probably going to be a skid cover. I see some arms. I see some damper parts right here. And I see another arm right here. And some more damper parts. So this is going to be the B tree. And this is the C tree. I see the upper deck. Motor plate. This is the front bumper plate. That's for the battery. That's a diff cover. This is a motor cover. Those are the steering bell cranks. This is going to be the steering bridge. And I also see a servo saver part right there. So that's interesting. So there's only 3 bags of parts. Of course, the antenna tube. And here's the TT-01. Oh, this is interesting. I don't think I've seen this before. This is a exploded diagram of the TT-01. And here is the instruction how to put together the LED light kit. And this is the manual for the BMW M3 body. And where to cut, where to paint. So this is pretty neat. And of course the full TT-01 Type E chassis manual. And this is the sheet of disclaimers. And I see the window masks right here. And of course all the decals that come with this set. Comes with this kit. And then it doesn't look like there's a lot. But I guarantee you this is going to take a couple hours to put together. I like how the all the windows are kind of pre-tinted, so I can skip a step. Putting smoke onto the windows when I go and paint this. Alright, very cool. That is the decal sheet. Alright, let me zoom in a little bit and get a better view of the parts bag. Alright, here we go with the parts bag. And here's the A parts bag. See a tube of grease, and I see the pinion gear. I see some suspension pins, a lot of screws. That's the motor plate. Alright, and what is this disc right here? That looks like a bevel gear for the differential. So there's quite a bit in this A parts bag. And then the B parts bag. I see the springs, of course. I see a few more bevel gears. So this is probably going to be a lot of the diff components. There are two differentials in this kit, front and rear. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be what this is for. And I do see, of course, a lot of screws. Alright, so that's the B parts bag. In the C parts bag, I see the zip ties, the cross wrench, double-sided tape, some more screws, some washers, and some more. I see the wheel nuts right there, and just some more screws. So this is the C parts bag. If I remember correctly, yeah. So this is the LED stopper. So this is going to clip behind the LED bulb to keep them in place. So that's what this is. This is going to be parts of the servo saver, and these balls right here are the suspension balls for the front suspension, most likely. This is probably going to be a steering link. And here are some more gears and the diff body for the two differentials. And that looks like it's going to be the spur gear itself. In this bag, we see double-sided tape, some body pins, and some O-rings. So this is probably going to be a bag that is for the body. You need those snap pins to fasten, for example, the mirrors, and of course also the body to the chassis. And this double-sided tape most likely is for fastening the light buckets, etc., to the body. And here are some plastic bushings and brass bearings. I am going to be building this with my own. These are shielded ball bearings I happen to have. If you're looking to get your own, of course you can get a set that's pre-made, but these are the bearings that you need. And here is that torque tune motor. All right, let's take a look at the manual. All right, here we are, the TT-01 Type E chassis manual. This is a four-wheel drive chassis, and this obviously predates the TT-02, which is the successor. I have built this chassis before with the Euro truck, and that was about 6 years ago. And my impression of it was that it was more difficult to build than the TT-02, just because of the diff orientations. You'll see when we do the actual build what I'm talking about. I may be able to show you here in the manual as well. I'm going to start up working with the spur gear and the drive shaft and the motor. Then we're going to start building the diffs, and then we're going to start building the rear arms and the uprights, the rear bumper, and we're going to be installing some body posts pretty early. That's interesting. And these are the suspension balls I was mentioning before for the front arms. And then we're going to build the front diff. And if you notice here in this diagram, the diff housing is kind of pointed forward, whereas the TT-02, the diff housing opening points upwards. So all you have to do is kind of put the cover down. Here, because it's facing front and rear, you pretty much have to tilt up the chassis when you're working on this. So that's why I say this is a little bit harder to build than the TT-02. And then we're going to start kind of repeating everything for the front end. Then we're going to put together the dampers, snap those on. Then we're going to put together the steering, charge the battery. Then come the electronics, starting with the servo, ESC, and the receiver. And I'm most likely not going to put the motor shroud on there, but you know, and then you connect the motor wires to the ESC. And I believe, yeah, this is a transponder shelf kind of rack thing. I'm not sure I will be putting this on the track, so I don't know if I'm going to need that or not. You're going to glue the tires. Again, it doesn't come with any foam, so it wouldn't really be appropriate for my uses to put on the track, but I do like that they come with slicks. And foam is relatively inexpensive if you wanted to add them. And then we're going to finish up by putting the body on. Precautions, parts trees, and then parts. Alright, and that's the unboxing for the Tamiya TT-01 Type E with the BMW M3 body. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.